Hi ladies, I hope that this video finds you well. Yvonne and I are just hanging out after I taught a purely barre class, and it was a great class. We had a lot of people in and just a lot of fun. And I wanted to come and talk to you today about incontinence. So urinary incontinence is the unwanted leaking of urine. This can happen with stress incontinence, where maybe you sneeze or you cough or you walk upstairs or jump. Or it might happen with urge incontinence, which is where you just can't make it to the bathroom in time. You gotta go, and you can't make it there in time. You can't hold in the urine. There's other types as well, but if this is you and you've been struggling with it, maybe you've had to start changing out your underwear a couple times a day, or maybe you have to start doing some additional things like Depends or something like that, you are going to really want to start thinking about things that maybe can help you that aren't those solutions, because really those aren't solutions, right? It's more of, it starts to impact your quality of life, and having a couple of extra Depends or a couple of extra pairs of underwear every day, it can get in the way of your happiness and your quality of life. So I wanted to talk to you today about a few things that I see in every single client who is experiencing this. And a lot of times it comes with things like back pain. Maybe you're experiencing some prolapse, some diastasis recti. Maybe you're experiencing some C-section pain still. But definitely the low back pain I've been seeing a lot with incontinence. That seems to be something that's accompanying it. And so if you're experiencing these things, you're not alone. It's really common, but it doesn't have to be your normal, okay? So a few things that I really go through with every patient is postural positioning and breath. Because of where the bladder sits, it's on this anterior side of our pelvis, so towards the front, right? Where your pee comes out kind of makes sense. It's right on top of that. And depending on how we're sitting, standing, and moving around, it depends on how much pressure is being placed on that bladder and the supporting musculature, the pelvic floor, underneath it. And it also impacts how we are using the muscles around it and adding extra tension on top of that. So you can see how there's different factors. Plus, there are bladder irritants that might be contributing to this as well. And so the positioning really does matter. And then also the breathing matters. Because whenever we're able to take a good deep inhalation and exhalation, we're able to manage the pressure. It takes that pressure away from the bladder and that musculature and puts it elsewhere. It disperses it in an effective way. And so that actually helps, again, with that back pain, but also with the incontinence. Because that added pressure is really what's going to be causing that stress, that leak whenever you go up the stairs, that leak whenever you sneeze, because that intra-abdominal pressure is just not managed and dispersed effectively. So that really does matter whenever it comes down to this. And whenever we take those two things and we start to integrate them into everyday life, we start to see the change. We can also take that integration and we can train with that integrated approach to where we can do things in everyday life and we don't have pain, we don't have incontinence, we don't have that life disruptor. And that's really what I want for each and every one of you. So I'm going to talk about two different scenarios, two different things that I see a lot. Number one, maybe it's a new mom. Maybe you're a new mom and you're, a couple months, maybe a couple weeks, maybe a couple days postpartum, and you've been experiencing some incontinence and you're like, will this ever go away? Especially those first few weeks, you're thinking, oh my goodness, is this how I'm going to be? When does it stop? I'm here to tell you it will stop. And I am also here to tell you that I hope you will take the proactive opportunities to just start to work on that postural positioning in your breath, because that will help. And I know you can get frustrated, especially as you're a new mom. You have so many other things, right? You have a new tiny human to take care of, right? But I'm here to tell you that that will not last forever. and doing things like working on the postural positioning, the breathing, integrating it, and then adding it in. I call it training, but adding it into your everyday life, your everyday duties is training, okay? And adding that in will really help with that. Or maybe you're somebody, you're like, I haven't had a kid in over 5 years, maybe 20 years, but I am still experiencing incontinence. Or maybe I just started to experience incontinence with back pain and other stuff. And you're like, this is not fun. I understand. And you fall into the same category. Because a lot of times I see people coming into me with incontinence, back pain, hip pain, and it all stems back to some tight or malfunctioning or lack of control of the pelvic floor and hip musculature that has led us to this. So working again on the postural positioning, layering in the corrective breath, integrating it into our movements, and then training it really works to help reduce that pain and decrease the incontinence. Because I don't want that for you. Especially, you're thinking, I'm so done with this. I've had my kids. I'm past that phase of my life. Why am I experiencing this? And truthfully, I am here to tell you, if you can work on these few things, it will really impact what you feel, their quality of life, and then also, obviously, your incontinence that you're experiencing. So as Yvonne is here snoring away in my arms, I hope you will consider joining us for the Fundamentals series in May. It starts Monday, because it's already May. And we only have 2 spots left. So if you want to join us, in whether you are 2 weeks postpartum or 20 years postpartum, I want you to join us for this, because it is for you. And I'm doing this cohort at a killer deal just so that you can come and see that there is life beyond incontinence and pain. And I want to see that happen for you. So we have 2 spots. Please come join us. And Yvonne and I would love to have you. Welcome emails will be sent out Monday. So if you have any questions or concerns, please message me. If you can't make it to this cohort, please message me anyways. We can talk about some things to hold you over. But I just hope that you have a fantastic Saturday. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy the sunshine out there. And we will talk soon. All right? Bye for now.